Welcome all to session 25 of the Sphere of Power campaign. Today's session, the Pharaoh's final test. We're hoping, thinking, conceiving that we might actually see the end of the pyramid today. Though I don't know. That remains to be seen. At the moment, you guys have most recently entered this great hall, and I shall relay the description just to make sure everyone is on the same page. Let me share this. Oh, I already have the screen shared, so we're good. So this torch-lit sloping hall is vast and majestic, 100 feet long, 30 feet tall, and 30 feet wide. It rises at a moderate angle toward the south, 4 flights of stairs connecting 4 landings. It appears that the landings are wider than the hall, but it is impossible to tell how much wider from the room's foot. On the top landing, which appears to be deeper than the others, a gigantic bronze fist rises atop a bronze forearm, doubtless some form of statuary. Water thunders in torrents past both sides of the stairs and under the landings. Its roar masks any speech except a yell. So you ventured forth, you went up the first landing, or up the first flight of stairs, and upon doing so, you ran into a set of mud creatures, or at least they turn into mud and then seem to reform into humanoids. And at this point of the stairs, we have Varric, Haig, and Redreth at the top of the stairs, engaging 2 of these. You're able to make out the full landing and its scope, and are able to determine that there are a bunch of spears in each of the alcoves. You've only gone through 1 round of combat, but have found that not only do these things seem to be impervious to non-magical weapons, but they also seem to have some kind of regenerative capability. Sorry. Excuse you, cat. As Albie would say, kill it. Except this cat looks a heck of a lot like Mizram does. Oh, speaking of which, Miz, you want to put yourself back into your appropriate form? We were doing some experimenting earlier. And with that, the last thing that happened is that you noticed number 19, the one, the westernmost one, after being turned into a puddle of mud by Haig. Haig, do you remember what the heck you hit him with? Was that your hand axes?
So I gave the sword back. So I think the only thing I have is my hand axes. I want to say Matt.
Or did you pummel him? Oh, that was a kick, wasn't it?
No, that was Varric's kick.
Gotcha. All right, so I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to take a look at the log notes quick. So bear with me for 1 moment. Hopefully, it won't take too long. Games, FGU data, campaigns, Sphere of Power.
I am. Oh, so it looks like Matt gave me Barathel.
Yeah, I noticed that in your character sheet.
Yeah.
Question for you, Keith. With the sword that I have strapped to my waist, the magic one that I don't want to let go of, does the whatever the curse is on that, is that compelling me to use that over the Sunblade?
No, it is not.
Okay.
And I will say to you, thankfully.
No, to the rest of the people, thankfully.
It was
because I'd whoop all of you guys. Just saying.
Haig, actually, it was a bunch of magic missiles that you threw at it.
Yes, yes.
So that didn't take too long, thankfully. So yeah, so your round, you threw several magic missiles at it. You pummeled it. It turned into a pile of mud, and then at this point, it suddenly stands up, reformed back to the way it you saw it before, and apparently it gets to move. You know what? I should probably share the map on the screen. Give me just a second. Let's see. This is Upper Pyramid.
Do we have any idea what these things are made of?
Clay, I thought.
Okay.
Just standard clay.
Redrith would yell, push to water.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing after the session ends. I had mentioned if it's getting back up, the spears are there along the back wall. If the what did I say, Alex? Test the spears. You had your arrow pierce it and it didn't fall. So test the spears. Maybe we're not supposed to kill them. We're supposed to immobilize them or push them in the water and see if the water dissolves them into nothing. I think that's what we had talked about last time.
Well, we were going to wait and see if 16 reforms, because it's got an arrow sticking out of its head.
Right.
And it's down.
Oh, god dang it. Son of I made an error in the edit and the code is broken.
Oh no.
Yep, hold on. I don't know if I can fix it in the original, but I don't know if I can fix it on the instance inside the combat tracker. All because I forgot a K in the word attack. Doesn't that stink? All right, let's see if I can edit this then.
Mizram, yes, I do have the Forgotten Adventures assets. They're pretty cool. I used a lot of those for my for the Wave Echo Cave that I created.
Oh, awesome.
Good stuff. I can't talk too much about the specifics in the cave because Dan hasn't experienced all of its gloriousness yet.
Yes, do not. You already let something slip when you said there was a sub layer. I don't know that yet, and I was about to go shh.
Well, it's that part will be obvious. Well, it'll be obvious the first time you see it, so it's not.
Don't let anything slip on accident.
Jim, I gotta get you to send me a copy of the maps, whatever res you're comfortable at.
Sure. How high of resolution? I've got small 1,000-pixel ones that
I wouldn't mind seeing the original map if you want to send it to me, but if you
okay.
want to keep it protected.
I mean, that sounds awesome. I'm trying to start up a Lost Mines campaign, and I'd be interested to see what you did with it.
Yeah, I took a lot of the encounters from the existing module and put them into relatively related places in this, but then I've also got a bunch of spaces that I have a bunch of other stuff that's getting added in. I mean, you think Mines of Moria, something, a grand, the Wave Echo Cave, I was thinking, with the Forge should be something grand that the dwarves were really building up to be really cool.
It should. It should.
Yeah.
I would definitely be interested in seeing it.
Dan will be able to tell you how it is to play. We'll see.
Yep. Well, I may not be the best person to give my opinion because I think I'm the only one who didn't crash last time. So
portals hopefully will help with that. There's a couple spots where it's a little janky because it's a big space, but I have to do it across 2 maps. So that's kind of a bummer. I was really hoping, especially with Gigi's character, you know, with her longbow, she could shoot the entire distance, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
well, we'll do what we can do. So
I'm not sure how I can fix this easily. Alex, is there any way I can add an action to an existing item in the combat tracker, or do I just have to replace it?
I'm not sure. You might have to just replace it.
All right. Let's see. I'm just going to roll attack then instead of going through all of that. All right. So my apologies for not having this debugged ahead of time. So the mud form has stood up and is reaching for Haig, or slashing at Haig with its
Which one?
19.
Okay, because the turn indicator has 16.
You're right. I probably got them mixed up. All right, so let's see.
16 was down as of the end of last session.
Right. So 3. And okay. Hopefully that looks better now.
Yes,
Says 16 is dying.
it was down at the end of last session. We aren't sure yet if it will
Gotcha.
reform like 19 did or not, but
Right.
it was down.
Right.
All right, so he attacks with a dirt created longsword. You can tell it's made of dirt or mud or whatever. Looks pretty solid though, but it misses anyway. But it does, you do hear quite the swishing sound behind it. But that ends his turn, and that gives Kaylee a chance to respond. And you actually can see that one now that it has emerged from the alcove. And with your sharpshooter ability, yes, you do have a clear shot.
So I'm going to attempt to shoot him because I don't know. Maybe having an arrow sticking out of him is going to stop him from coming back. He is all up in Haig's face, which means I get that. But he's got an arrow sticking out of him now.
Yep.
Nice.
And yeah, you got your sneak attack, so that was appropriate. Oh yeah, he's next to you anyway, so it didn't matter whether he was next to Haig anyway, so it didn't matter whether or not he noticed you.
who's running Varric today?
Oh yeah, good question. Dan, do you mind taking care of it?
I don't mind at all.
All right, let me roll so you can do that. No, not there. There.
Let's see here.
Let's see. Okay, I think I just gave you control.
Okay, now I gotta open up. What is it? The characters tab. Oh, yep, and it popped up for me already. Okay, cool. Let me manipulate my screen here a little bit, make some room.
And Keith and Alex, I sent you DMs with a link to the forum where I originally got the ideas from. I posted my map back as one of the later comments in there, so you
All
can
right.
see it.
I will
Awesome.
check that out later. Thank you very much.
Okay, so knowing what we were saying, give him the push him, brother, push him. What do you want me to push? And it just kind of like you're kicking dog poop into the grass off of the sidewalk. Try to kick the pile of whatever it is towards the south of my character on the screen.
Before you proceed, I just want to point out, or at least to KLE, and I guess actually Haig would notice this also. As you know, that was a really good solid hit. As you already pointed out, the arrow did stick in him. It actually went a little further through. It's not just sticking out of him, but the arrowhead itself has penetrated the other side. So it's actually the fletchings that are stuck within the head of the creature.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Okay then.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna move. Okay. What's the best way to take control of the character again? Is it clicking on the token in the?
Keith
There it
has
is.
to clear ownership.
I did already.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you just grab it from the character selection screen.
Yep. So Varric's gonna move into that square, and we're gonna try to foot shuffle the pile of whatever it is into the square south of me, like kind of sweep it with my foot.
Okay, if you you realize that you and it are aligned with the stairs, not with the water.
Right,
Yeah,
but
so
I'm thinking.
Just to clarify where you are right now, so keep in mind this: the water flows parallel with the stairs. It's flowing down to the north. So if you push them into the water there,
It's gonna push it down towards Alex.
not really. It's more likely going to push them back out to the platform where you are. How and where you guys are all standing is kind of wet. I probably should apply some kind of slipperiness penalty, but since it applies to everyone, it's really not necessary.
It's I guess I thought they were like little bridges that were the water was flowing underneath of them.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they are like that, but the water, you're at the bottom of that flow, so it's at an angle to you. Whereas I'm saying on the other side of the platform to the north of you, if you push him off, he's going down.
So the water is flowing in that direction?
You got it.
Okay. That's not what that was not my initial impression. My initial impression was that the water was flowing either that direction or opposite that.
No. They're running down with parallel to the stairs, like a
Right, down a cascade of yeah.
Exactly. It's a grand hall with, obviously meant to impress and intimidate visitors and whatnot. But yeah, the water is.
So you're trying to push the guy into there, right, Dan?
Correct. And I figured having the correct angle with my foot, I would have to be turned sideways to get the sweep. That's why I brought Varric down. I actually thought about, it's like a push with my foot instead of like a sweep. So I would have to come, never mind.
And there is a chance he could get swept under the landing. You're correct. The water does flow underneath the landing. You can see that from there. But again, because it's angled towards you, there is still a chance that it's just going to push him back onto the landing, whereas the other way, it's going to carry him away from the landing.
Right. Well, we'll start here and see how that goes, I guess. With a push action, I would have to get him 2 squares. Yeah, I'm gonna start here and see what happens.
Okay.
So
Varric is going to push him which way?
Try to get him this. I don't know how to do what you guys did.
Number 16 still a pile of mud.
Right, that's what I want. I don't want him alive. I want to try to get it an easy sweep without his being able to fight back.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Question is, what are you going to try to scoop up a pile of mud?
I'm trying to, like I said, do the shuffle of like a pile of dog poop into the grass with the side of my foot.
You could probably get a good chunk of it, but I don't think you can get all of that mud with 1 or 2 swipes.
All right, well, let's try to see what I can get and see if it comes back fully. Let's just see where it goes.
Okay.
Okay, so how would you like me to do this? I am not targeting the creature.
You can target the creature, and since it is, I'm pretty sure it's listed as incapacitated at the moment, isn't it?
It is not allowing me to control click. I have a big red circle around the creature that's not normally there.
All right, let me try it this way. And hold on a second. Let me
There it is.
give it an effect. Where the heck are they?
There we go.
No, it wasn't applied by you, but okay.
And then what do you want me to do? Just like a strength?
No,
Or do you
you're
want me
actually
to
do an attack roll on it.
attack roll?
Mhm.
Okay.
A base attack roll.
How do you do the base attack roll in your actions?
If you don't have it,
ready?
yeah, if you don't have it pre-coded as like an unarmed strike or something like that, then just roll a d20.
Okay.
And that doesn't have to be in the tower.
And then just add any modifier or no?
Well, you can add the modifier at the bottom first.
Modifier.
So you
Click.
can either do it +2, +5, or you can just click on the wait a minute, I forget how you edit the modifier box.
Yeah, because it's not going to be
You
my.
click in the
You just
modifier
click it.
box and you start typing.
Okay.
Right. But
Yep.
what's the strength modifier without a weapon bonus? Trying to remember all that too.
It'll still be your proficiency plus your strength. Oh, no, you're not proficient, so it'd be just your strength bonus.
So it's just a +5. Gotcha. So let's go that.
You
Put
do have
that
a
back.
+5 button,
Put
so
that. Perfect.
I believe you're considered proficient with using your body as a
Dang it.
improvised weapon.
And I did it with the wrong thing too.
It's a good point, Alex. But it looks like you hit him anyway.
It's it says it did it with Haig, but it's supposed to be with Varric. So sorry.
The fun of controlling multiple characters. All
Right.
So
Oh, yes.
Varric is able to swipe with his foot and gets a good chunk of it caught up with his foot, and sweeps a portion of it towards the water. And for a second there, you think that it's going to almost reach it, and then it seems to almost develop an elastic consistency and pulls itself back together.
Back into the okay. So it's still a pile.
Yep.
So let it reform and push the entire figure in.
It did kind of reform like in the middle of where it was and where you tried to kick it to. So you did effectively move the form, but you didn't separate it or get it into the water.
Okay, fair enough. That answers that question. So we can't get it into pieces, into the water, into pieces. Could try a push action. Okay, good enough for me.
Perfect timing, Albie. It's your turn. Welcome.
Oh, goody. I was going to say, you guys didn't kill everything already yet?
No, not
Not
yet.
yet.
No fireballs?
No, everyone was late. Actually, Alex was early.
Okay, so something's definitely fucked up in the sense of the universe then.
Yeah, I can't advance the turn either, Keith. I don't know what's going on.
Gremlins, that's what's going on.
Gremlins.
I could have swore I gave. Let's see, parties. Barrack.
I can see the sheet as if I can control it, but
You
I'm-
have to grab it from the character selection screen.
I
Then
did.
you can end turn.
I'll try
I
it
still
again.
see Varric as available in character selection.
I will do it again. Because his party sheet.
There we
are.
go.
Yep, now you're set.
Now he's up. Now he's up there properly under control.
All right, hold on.
Ding 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 ding.
The
ding.
character selection sheet usually closes. There, okay, I'm loaded in. Okay, there we go. Very good.
Okay.
Now you should be able to. There you go.
Yep, good to go.
Da, 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 da. Okay, so Fekish, you're still at the bottom of the stairs there, kind of getting a little wet.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, I don't think your particular kind of dragonborn have any aversions to water.
Probably not. Most reptiles don't. In answer to your earlier question, if I ever am late, will not feel free to transfer me to whoever is available to take care of me and not get me killed. So,
Depending on what I have to run and however many other NPCs we have, you know, I can usually run one or so, but it definitely helps, you know, if we've got more than one person missing.
yeah, no worries.
I didn't want to run today if we had more than one person down, so sorry Matt's not here, but I don't want to cancel on the rest of us just because of that.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be close. We wanted to get to Homie Depot to get shit early before it gets crazy.
Probably a good call. I'm going to need to go there later on. I got to do some work on the catio.
Well, we have so many people that do projects around here that if you don't hit Homie Depot by 10 a.m., you're fucked. So,
Gotcha. So is this for the old place or the new place?
new place.
Awesome.
Everything we're doing now is new place. There is no longer old place shit at all. If this place burns down to the ground, hopefully we've got our shit out of here before it does.
Excuse me, Mr. Demolitions advocate, but yeah, it's possible you might have to clean up some mess that you left behind, you know?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, it's actually in pretty good shape, all things considered. So
Yeah, you
There
guys,
should be two crews. You got to have two crews. You got to have the builder guys and the demo guys.
yes,
Because I love building. I hate cleaning up. My brother is the other way around.
I agree. My wife's a little bit of both, but I'm definitely the fuck shit up rather than clean shit up mentality.
but yeah, you like demolition, exactly.
Yes, it comes apart a lot more fun than it goes back together.
Yes, I understand you completely.
Okay, what are we doing?
Not much has transpired since we left the last time, where you had downed both of them, and then we closed out with one of them apparently reforming right next to Haig. When we started up, the one next to Haig, after it reformed, attacked him. It missed him, but that brought him into view. You were able to see him already, but Kaolili was not until he stepped up onto the platform next to Haig. So Haig is now flanked, but it also gave a chance for Kaolili to get a shot in on him and plugged him pretty solidly with another one of her arrows. It doesn't seem to have hurt him, but the arrow embedded deeply enough that the arrow is sticking out, and it's actually the fletchings that caught up against whatever this thing is made of. So right after that, Varric stepped up and tried to sweep the mud pile that was number 16 into the water. And you can't quite see what happened, though you did hear. So you are now looking at 3 of your companions up there, at least 2 of them still behind you. The one is obviously taking advantage of her position to take pot shots, though it doesn't seem to be very effective. And you are up.
Alrighty then.
And just a quick test, everyone. I noticed on the video last week that my voice was really quiet. How am I coming through today?
Fine to me.
Just fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
sounds good.
I got to pay better attention, making sure I'm talking into the microphone.
That kind of helps in most cases.
Yeah, well, you know better than most. You know the microphone I have.
Yes. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to move into the fray here. And at that point, I'm not really sure what to do. I could try to shield bash the guy that's standing in front of me and see if I can knock him back.
Knock him right into the water.
Yeah. Is that the one that's puddled, or is that the one that's still standing with the arrow in his head?
That's the one that's still puddled at the moment. The one with the
Okay.
arrow in its head is number 19.
Then
Hold the action for when
Yeah.
he reforms.
Yeah. Because I did see this last time around, the death and the reforming. So we'd already pretty much come to the conclusion that killing them is doing us nothing. Treating them in the water is the more appropriate action. Group consensus, yes.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, okay. So hold action and wait until I have something to bash with shield.
Got you. And bash with shield. Okay. So go ahead and let's see.
Am I at the end of the round then, I'm assuming?
No, you're not at the end of the round. Just we hadn't because everyone was late. We hadn't had a chance to go get very far. But I'm trying
Oh, okay.
you. Yeah, we were going to try to have Alex set up the rest of your character sheet for like ready for the standard actions like ready, dash, and stuff like that, and she was going to clean up your breath weapons.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you want to turn her over to me and let her have at it, by all means, please and thank you.
Well, I don't want to confuse her during the game, but yeah, I got to remember to send her a copy or give her a chance to log on and make changes between the next session. So
Yeah, no, thank you in advance.
for now, we'll just remember that you're ready and go ahead and end your turn.
Okay.
Dervish hunters are hanging back because
They're useless.
Yeah, for the most part, they see Kaoli shooting at something. Reggie,
Have one of the Stone Brothers grab one of the dervishes and use them as a projectile to knock the body thing off the ledge into the water.
I don't think they have that much of a reach, unfortunately.
Damn it.
They're over by
Okay.
Mizram can drag them in.
So 16 is down. So,
And undulating.
right.
Ooh, kinky.
So I will go to there. And boy, strength is just not my thing. I am just not. I'm a -1 on that. So that's just not great. So I'm going to use my Blade Song abilities. And
You really like those flaming swords, don't you, Jim?
yes, yes, I do.
Goes with the whole fireball motif.
Indeed.
Let's see. I guess I will do. I'll first roll the attack, and where did my? Oh, do I not have this? Oh, I see. It's not equipped. I was like, where's the attack for that? So yeah. So I will swing the sword into this guy, trying to do some damage to him. And if that works, then I can do the booming blade thing. So yeah, I cast Booming Blade, and as part of the cast, I do the attack. So that does the I do the effect. So there. Since I hit, so then I get to use the damage. It does damage. If it moves, then it takes the additional thunder damage.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
as you reach up to him with the Sunblade, bellowing forth fire, and the blade actually seems almost aggravated at the thing. It like flares up as you draw it towards it, and it lands pretty solidly. Slices right through it, no problem. Cleaves it in half. The two halves fall to the floor into two piles of mud.
Oh boy.
That might be a problem.
That might be a problem.
Yeah.
Which
Is
one
this,
has the arrow in it?
No more arrows in it. It felt converted into a pile of mud.
Oh, I show it didn't die.
It's not dead. You have two living ones.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Or
it's
two
a
mud puddles.
Hydra. It's a Hydra head scenario.
That's all I got. I don't really have anything else that I can do. I don't
Oh
think.
boy.
So we're up to Mizram now.
Yes, I'm gonna do what all cats do. Just sit there, lick my paws, and go. They got this. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, you're not even seeing. No, you can't really see what's going on.
No, I can't see what's going on, but I can definitely hear them. And I'm having flashback from very fast running river by hearing the water. So that one, my character really do not want to go in there.
I'm so hot, but it's water. Okay, so I really got to figure out a better way to manage these damn camels. All right, number 16 reforms and stands up. Fekish.
Hit it. Knock him back.
Hmm?
Push him back.
Okay, roll or target and roll.
I think I've targeted him. And so
No, you're not. You haven't targeted him.
oh, wait a minute. That's right. Control.
There you go. I got him. You untargeted him. So try once more. There you go.
What am I attacking? So am I doing a targeted attack or strength attack, or because I'm trying to push him?
Let's see. Let me double check your sheet quick. See what options you have available. You are just going to do. All right. So you see in the lower left corner below the chat box where it says modifier.
Yeah.
Click in the box and type 3 for your strength modifier.
Okay.
And then go ahead and just roll a 20. Ouch.
Yes, that's how you do it.
So you pretty much you do hit him, but you kind of glance off to the side, and you obviously have no impact on him for whatever reason. But,
As I rolled a shitty score.
presumably, you slipped on the wet floor.
Got it.
All right, so now it is stood up, and it reposts your attack.
It's still listed as incapacitated.
Yeah, I know. I got to get rid of that. Not that his roll would have mattered anyway, but
Yeah, but for 16's roll, it could make a difference.
yes, a very good point, and I do appreciate being reminded. All right, so he is now going to be targeting Fekish as he makes his thing. I unfortunately don't have the attack roll right. So let's see. This is going.
Feel free to fuck up your attack roll at any time.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
The only saving grace with me being in base-to-base contact with two of the guys there is that Blade Song makes my AC 18. So that makes it a little harder to hit.
Oh, good. Keep them busy.
The hard situation that we're going to run into now, though, is the two guys on our side are blocking my way to the spears if they have anything to do with this. Again, the spears could just be red herring, but that's my only thought of trying next.
Spheres? What's with the spears?
We
There's
don't
spears
know.
on each end of the hallway.
Oh, okay. I don't think I caught that in the last. So is that where they're coming from or where they came from, we're assuming?
They came from the little corridors, and within the corridors against the walls were racks of spears.
Oh, okay. Ouch.
Mm.
So, yep, he deflects your blow, knocks you to the side with a riposte, and actually does 8 points of damage to you.
Asshole.
Ouch.
And no, that's not going to happen until next turn. And hey,
Okay,
you're up.
so magic missile caused them to turn to mud. Hammer, boot kick caused them to turn to mud. Sword caused them to split, and arrow penetrated and did nothing. No,
Because
arrow caused him to turn to mud too, but he grew back. No,
No. Arrow just stuck in him.
just stuck. So piercing
Didn't
sticks.
seem to do anything else.
So piercing sticks, slashing splits, bludgeoning causes them to deform. That sound right to everybody?
I think so.
yeah, so far so good. What we need now is a
Okay.
power washer.
So yeah, right. So I am going to punch the one in front of me in the face. Where's my cursor? There we go. Number 19. I'm going to punch number 19 in the face. So just basic +5. Hey, let's pick Haig with the orange dice first. I don't know. There's still black dice. Trying to figure out how to switch between. Can I click on my map?
Click on the portraits in
The top?
the upper left.
Yep, that's it. Thank you. I knew there was an easier way to do it. Okay, so that said, I get 4 modifier and punch in the Faccia Gooch. Nope, target, dumbass. And that's not gonna bode well.
No, you miss him. He dodges you amazingly because they don't move very fast.
Yeah, but look at the dice roll.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Miz, you're a cat. You can't say anything.
Is there anything you'd like to do with that?
I would bake all of us with a fireball.
We could just rename it Indoor Kiln.
You know what I'm gonna do? Do you want to do anything with that one, Keith?
No, I'll let it pass. I'm not going to go looking for the fumble tables at the moment.
All right, I'm gonna use my action surge then. I'm
Try
going
this
to-
again.
Besides, it was a punch. What are you going to do? Sprain your wrist?
Yeah, swing with the other hand at least. So we're gonna start with that.
Oh, you
This-
punched the electrical socket and electrocuted yourself. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Milieu.
There you go. All right, so we're gonna come back with the 2-piece with the other arm. And do this
Okay.
again. And that's a 12 total.
And that does hit.
So puddle of mud.
Puddle of mud.
All right. I'm gonna use my move action to step over here.
That was 16, right? Oh, no.
19.
That was 19 you were doing it to. Okay, hold on. Maybe. Okay.
Can I reach the cache of spears? Or will I need one more?
Nope, you can do it.
Okay, so I'm going to reach for a spear.
Okay.
And my initial intended action surge was to puddle of mud, step, action surge, and try to pin. But since I had to, spend that action surge, sadly, I am done.
So you have the spear, but you weren't able to attack yet, correct?
Correct.
It's the camel's turn. The camel can come in and spit on them.
No, actually, the camel has a psychic attack available.
Well, why didn't they fucking have camels around more often?
Had trouble getting them up to the ledge.
Yeah. They don't climb very well, do they?
Hold on. No, not that. Get rid of that.
I'm going to go back into the kitchen, help my wife make her homemade chicken and rice soup. I'm listening as we go, though.
Okay, no problem. Come on, open up. There we go. Where is... Okay. And I added spear to Haig's action list, so you can use that. Camel is skipping, so we now begin round 3.
Oh, my turn again.
Yep, you start off the round. I hate managing it manually, but I really do like dynamic initiative.
Yeah.
It keeps people on their toes and minimizes predictive tactics.
Oh, I think it's awesome. I use it in my game too.
I use it in my game too, and I've had players be like, "Why?" And I have to explain it to them.
Unless they're DMs.
Yeah, if they're DMs, they get it. But I work with a lot of new players, and they're like, "Why?"
I just love thinking that it's in relation to reactions to what happened the previous round.
Yep.
Yeah. That shooting them doesn't seem to be doing any good. And that's just about all I have.
It looks like all it's taking is punching and kicking. You can punch and kick, right?
Yeah, but I can't take a hit.
What about
Oh yeah, what if you snapped the edge off of one of your arrows to make it like a bludgeoning tip, or
hitting
rub
somebody with a
the
toothpick?
yeah.
That throw off the balance. If I'm gonna switch to bludgeoning, then I'm just gonna switch to the sling, which does like half the damage.
But where they're not taking damage anyway.
What about going and checking out the other side of the corridor with the spears? Because we haven't figured out what those are doing or what they can do. And all the action is on the one side anyway, so it would give you ample opportunity to come up the stairs and go to the other side, and there's nothing to obstruct your, except for my dumbass, but I'm going to be moving here shortly.
I mean,
and you can move around me.
Even so, she can move through you, and because you're there, it prevents an attack of opportunity. But he's a mud puddle at the moment, isn't he?
No, he came back up and hit me for 8 points of damage.
Right, and Varric hasn't gone yet again. So, but yeah, she can go past you on the ledge and use you as a block so that it can't get an attack of opportunity. So that approach is viable.
All right then.
Up to her, but it is.
I mean,
Yeah. Choice of.
as a player, I'm reluctant to split the group like this, but I'm really tempted to have Kaoli just bring the cat and the NPCs and go around the other way and see what's there and see if we can bypass this room.
As a DM, I am not averse to the idea. Splits can be a bit difficult, but if players want to, don't mind it, I'm willing to manage a split group for a little while. And there's plenty of situations that call for them, and I would say this is definitely one of them. But keep in mind, you're going to be subject to travel restrictions while they're moving.
Yep. But
Or-
Kaoli's feeling
Sorry, I
really
missed that,
frustrated and useless right now.
What was that detail I missed?
My detail?
Yes, sir.
I was just saying that it's okay to split the party if that's what you guys want to do.
Oh, I thought you said something about restriction of movement. I thought somebody got hit with
I
something.
don't know. I was just pointing out to her that if she wants to split up the party and go investigate another route or a method of perhaps flanking them, she's welcome to do so. But you're going to be in combat round to round, whereas they're not going to be able to do much as they're getting moving around that map.
Yeah.
I mean, you conceivably will finish this battle by the time they get around to the other side, but who knows, how much further you have to get.
Yeah.
So, but
So
that is a party call to make. I will manage a split if you guys want to do that.
I need some meta advice because Kaoli's really frustrated right now, and she's definitely wondering if it would be worth taking those who are not currently involved in the combat and running around the other side.
Well,
I'm not
we're in
go ahead.
we're in a super noisy room, so there's no way we can communicate anything with you guys anyways. So if you want to do it as your character would do it.
And I'm usually not a no player sayer. I'm reactionary. Like, how the actors, it's always yes, and you have to try to change how you're going to react. So whatever you do. I would,
as I put in the
kind of like the
campaign
idea.
play channel, what could possibly go wrong?
And I'm thinking that you could, like I said, break off the tip so it becomes like a hammer size, arrow tip, and then throw it at half draw and bludgeon the head to see if it turns into mud or something like that. Because if they're mud, they can't swing. So that helps us too. So whatever you want to do.
Now, I just want to point out all very valid conversation relevant to the situation the characters are in. But I also appreciate Alex's question to the group as players, because yes, we have run Jim before as a split party, but sometimes players don't like to game in split groups because it really diminishes the amount of time that they have a chance to focus. So regardless of whether or not the characters can heal each other, I also want to I'm not going to let one person make the decision, but I also want to kind of reiterate the point. How do you as players feel about splitting up the group?
I always
And
thought
that's
players
kind
split
of
up
what
the
I'm
group to piss off the DM.
And we know you try to do that all the time anyway. So Alex, what was your comment?
I'm asking the players, if they would be okay if I ran off and split the group like that.
And presumably Miz is going to go with you too. The dervishes are like, yeah, sure.
Because as a player, I am reluctant to split the group unless it's absolutely necessary. I typically play scout characters, and so there is a certain amount of, let's go split the group and do a little scouting. But this is different than that.
Yeah, I got accused of bailing on my party when I turned invisible as a wizard last week. I'm like, really? Really? Okay. And then popped up right behind him and launched a lightning bolt at three things that were closing in on him.
Well, and in my current perspective, we have two dervishes that are useless, a cat that is basically a mascot, And we've got an archer that can't really do fuck all because we're shooting at mud. So I would say go for it. As a player, yeah, whatever you think that you need to do based on the situation you have at hand, I'm all for it.
Yeah, in our Strahd game last night, I was trying to kite. We had this massive tree, animated tree chasing us, and I was the one who made it upset, so it was chasing me. So my monk had his speed already up to 50. So I tried to kite him out to the edge of the map, and I got so far away that he turned and attacked the rest of the group. And it took me so long to get back to the group that they had actually polished it off. Right as I was set to do my big, huge come in, do 5 different attacks and knock him out, they took care of him right before I got there. So it was, so yeah, I spent basically the whole battle running around. So
Why does that
good
remind me of Wick pissing off a blue dragon?
technically it was the bard that did that to the dragon.
Well,
Wick
no,
was
he-
just
no,
in the
no, yeah,
way.
he infuriated it, absolutely, but you drew its attention. Wick drew its attention.
It's a little fuzzy at this point. I don't know. I got fried, so I guess it didn't really matter.
Yeah, the bard definitely pissed him off big time.
Or
He says
for
that's
that
not
sort
how
of
I
thing.
remember it.
The bard was just way too cocky. Way too cocky. All right,
Yeah,
so sounds like you have carte blanche, Alex.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
As a player who has done that, it gets a little, for lack of a better term, boring, as you're not really involved in the main combat that's happening. But I get it.
Yeah, but
That's for sure.
It's just
Alex
as
doesn't like
boring
combat
to be
anyway.
absolutely useless. Okay, we're gonna try something else first, and if this doesn't seem to help, then we will run off and see what's in the other direction. We're going to switch weapons.
Okay.
Because you guys seem to be smacking them with blunt, you seem to be punching them and turning them into puddles of goo. So maybe the sling would do better. So
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Worth a try.
I think 10 is currently up, and I can see 10 from where I'm at.
Yep, looks right.
Okay.
Nin- 19 is the only one that should be a mud puddle at the moment, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
I forgot to toggle sneak attack.
Okay, so
And that should have.
you hit it with a sling stone.
Yep. And I should have had sneak attack, but I forgot to toggle it.
I'm not sure if it would have made much of a difference at this point. So, and this was 10? Or
Yeah.
six? Okay, so yep, you've
10.
turned 10 into another pile of mud.
Nice.
Okay, well that was helpful. This maybe Redreth will be smart and push it into the water and see what happens. Then again, pushing it into the water might just sweep it onto the next platform. And it is Redreth's turn.
The wizard is up.
Okay. I am going to sorry. I'm casting Grease, but I forgot to target those two guys. Oh, I did target one, but I forgot to target the other. So I will recast it with just the other one.
Well, 10 actually is incapacitated, so I think it doesn't. Yeah, go ahead and target it, but
Okay. Okay, it's already incapacitated. Okay. So it's technically already prone. So basically,
yeah, but and there's still the grease in there too. So okay,
yeah.
that'll be interesting when his turn comes up. All right, so you got
Okay.
grease down.
Okay, so grease is down. So that one failed. And should I roll against the other one?
For what?
Oh, he's already down. I'm just because I'm gonna apply the effect.
They're both puddles right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, are they both? Oh yeah, they are
Yeah.
both.
19 and 10 are both puddles.
Yep.
Mhm.
Via my punch to the face, or no, wait.
Yep.
Yeah, my punch to the face and her sling
Okay.
stone.
See if they
Okay, so-
slide off like an egg in a nonstick pan.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah. So I just apply. So I can apply that effect to them then.
Yep.
They're prone puddles. So, yeah. So that is what I am doing, and then since they can't attack me, I am backing up to actually. No, I don't want them to move out of it. Never mind. I'll stay right there. I'll stay right in base to base. So
Okay.
that's fine. And that is it for me because I don't have anything I can do like on a bonus action or whatnot. So
Everyone watches the wizard do a little sidestep shuffle.
right, change his mind mid movement.
All right, and hey,
Are you sure, Jim? Have you trapped us in too, or is it only
Yep.
does the you did?
Well, it's grease. I mean, you got to do a deck save or you'll fall prone when you, if you go
Okay,
across there.
so what
But
I'm
now,
going to
when
do,
they reform, you should be able to give them a shove. I would think the grease would like give you, I don't know, maybe advantage or I don't know, something to help shove them into the water.
well, we're gonna
Negate their
try
deck save at some point. Yeah.
a 50-50 thing here.
I don't know, the glides might be able to clear jump 10 feet though too.
Well, I'm going to actually have an assist in what I'm going to do. I'm going to let him try to see if 10 will work for shifting. And we're going to do a 50-50. One of them we're going to see if feels slippery. And the other we're going to see if we pin him down. And on mine, I'm going to use the spear as a pole vault and pin it into the guy on the ground as I pole vault across to the square next to Feckish.
Love it. I love it. That's beautiful. That's freaking beautiful.
Nice.
In theory, it's beautiful.
So
In theory, everything is beautiful.
would you like
If
that
you,
to be an
I
athletics
guarantee
roll?
if you nat,
Just
if
an
you nat
attack
one it,
roll
you're
with
going
the
into
spear.
the water.
Just an attack roll with the spear. Yeah, the fumble could be very.
You nat one it, you're swimming, buddy.
Okay. So 4 bonus. I am
While we're-
targeting 19.
While we're at it, let's do an acrobatics check too.
Acrobatics or athletics? Because it's a big difference.
Yes, it is a big difference in terms of your ability, but
I mean, I've got it's a difference of a +7 and a -2. So it's a 9-point difference.
Yeah, that's a pretty good spread.
Okay, I'm not going to say it's that complex of an acrobatic routine, but we'll let you have it as a athletic at -3.
Okay, so just standard +4 total. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the swing for the action against the dude. 12 total. Does that hit?
It's successful.
Okay. And then we'll just do.
So you managed to drive the spear through the mud man and impale him to the floor. And
Okay.
now, next step. how do you dismount?
Like I said, it's going to be a pole vault, so it's
Right.
it's a
That's what you're
complete
rolling
action.
for now. That
Yep. So the pole vault is the stick. It's in the process of the leap, and then I'm going to let go as I jump the gap.
Yep. And with the spear and being Goliath, you're definitely going. Ooh, wait a minute! I just thought of something.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll, but I got to roll something else also.
Okay. Oh! Oh!
Ow.
Splash.
Oh boy. Okay.
Am I going to slide to the staircase? Can I stop myself?
I would love to see you skid right across the stairs and into the water on the other side. I'm just saying that would just be awesome.
That's basically what happened. That's what I'm looking at. On his trajectory.
Fair enough. It looked really good right to the end.
Yep. So, woo! Look at that go!
It was
Bye!
awesome move. Couldn't stick the landing.
Okay, so can I share a story quick? I think it was before COVID, like January before COVID, the kids were doing karate moves, and I told one of my sons, that looks terrible. And he's like, you can't do better. I said, actually, I used to do this a lot. I said, I used to have a really cool spinning hook kick. He's like, prove it. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. And, I hemmed and hawed and then, okay, fine, get out of the way. So I stretched a little bit and I went to do it. And I pivoted my foot, spun my back foot around, nice hook kick, snap, almost fell over, looked at my wife as the room was spinning and said, call 911, I did something bad. It looked at one of my sons and said, go get me a bucket, as the room went, ooh, and I almost blacked out. And the pain was excruciating, like not even being able to get rid of a hamstring cramp. It was like it wouldn't go away. Ambulance takes me to the hospital. Hospital looks at everything and goes, yeah, you tore your hamstring. And it was really bad. My wife gets there and I said, torn hamstring, it's going to be a little while to heal, this, that, whatever. I said, but how did it look? And she goes, it looked really sexy until you almost fell over. So I'm just being reminded that this looked really good until the landing.
All right. So a cowboy would probably be going, yeehaw! What does a Goliath do in this situation?
Wooga!
All right. So you stick the spear through the mudman. You catapult yourself over the grease. You land in the spot next to Fekish, somewhat rather awkwardly, but still kind of barely up on 2 feet, probably going backwards at this moment. Fekish, you have an opportunity to react as he slides past you if you would like to do so.
Grab him.
Awesome. My brother just lets me slide because he goes, that's why I'm the cool
He's
one.
not really got access to you unless he wants to step in. He has to step over.
No, I'm saying Farrakhan just lets it happen because he's got to look like the cool one while if you remember the scenario, I'm the one always looking up to older brother. And older brother is just kind of letting this happen so he can still be the cool older
Shaking his head going, dumbass.
Yeah, right.
He's got to learn sometime.
I will attempt to grab and save him from the water.
All right. So we're going to have you do, because of his size, you're going to do an athletics check.
Oh, goody. Eyeballs. Athletics. Any modifiers?
No, not in this case. Oh, look at that save.
Look at this guy. You are my new best friend.
Nice.
I hear a whoa Nelly in there somewhere.
No swimming for you. Not yet, anyway.
Beautiful save by Fekish. I guess clerics do come in handy sometimes. Okay, so he manages to keep you from sliding off onto the stairway and probably straight into the water flow. Let's see though. You are going to be prone though until the beginning of your next turn. Not prone, restrained. Sorry. And I believe that ends your turn because that thing is now stuck in the ground, flailing, squirming, not decomposing.
And not reconstituting.
No, he's staying solid. He didn't turn into a pile of mud.
He
Well,
was
he was
a pile of mud to
he
begin
was-
with.
Yeah.
Already a pile of mud. So this is where we got to see what's going on.
Oh boy. And I just gave something away then. You sure 19? Yeah, he is incapacitated.
the
Yeah, he's the one I
Spears.
punched in the face. Yeah. He hasn't had his turn to reform yet. So maybe, well, we'll see where it goes. DM's discretion.
Sorry if I blew that one.
No.
We would have noticed at some point.
Well, presumably, but if he's a pile of mud, he's not exactly pinned.
But if he's not reconstituting, that is
he will
something else.
he will reconstitute because he's a pile of mud.
Okay.
But if you haven't figured it out, yes, a piercing weapon will stick and will not cause them to decompose. Now, that being said, though, both Haig and Feckish deserve inspiration for that one.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome.
Most welcome. We'll give you kudos for your acrobatics, and we'll need to work on your landings.
Obviously, you could train him a little bit.
Yeah.
Someone's athletic skill definitely proved much more virile in this instance.
Yes, for sure.
All right, so I believe you're done. We'll move on to Varric, who's probably
Ooh, Varric's up.
laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, little brother.
With that said, what do we have here? What can
So
we
the-
do?
So the effect restrained is to Haig.
Yeah, because he's kind of being held on to by.
Okay. I
Feckish,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a bro hug. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yep. He had to catch something about twice his size from sliding off the ledge. So, yeah, you guys are somewhat grappled at the moment.
Okay, but here we go, Jim. 16. Varric is already targeting 16, and there's grease behind it. So Varric is going to push 16 into the grease, attempting to get it to flow past Haig into the lower water.
You could take one step up the stairs and push diagonally right across it.
This is true. Let's do that. And I'm going to use the downward momentum of the stairs to assist in my push.
Oh, yes.
+2 makes sense. Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Can I?
Yep. That's valid.
Sweet.
You've got leverage there at that angle anyway.
All right. So skill.
Don't be surprised if I apply a -2 next time you're downstairs from something.
Dang it.
Crap.
All right. Fair enough.
I hate it when the rules
So-
work against me.
I know, right? Jeez, I am. What is with my rolls?
Oh.
Terrible.
Thankfully, thanks to your amazing strength, that's just enough.
Oh, sweet.
They only have an AC of 9.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, that's excellent.
So
Yes, bud. What's up?
So, how willing would you be to pick me up?
your Haig is able to push him into the next square. And because of the grease that is applied there, No, this one. This one also is a pile of mud. Pile of mud, isn't it? That's right.
No,
No.
that
Might
was
be
the
able
one
to have
that.
a couple buddies too,
Sorry.
but it looks like I
16
can play
was 10.
lacrosse this year.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Aiden. Let me call you back, Aiden.
Okay.
Love you, bye.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
My mistake. I was looking at the stats for 10, not for 16. So 16 is in humanoid form. You're able
Yes.
to come over to here. I need to do a check over here.
My son just said he might do tennis and lacrosse. Oh, my heart is fluttering. Ah,
And he tries to stand his ground, but the grease slips him, doesn't allow him to hold, and he goes right off into the water.
Sweet.
yes. Did
Down.
you hear what Aiden just said? Sorry. Hold on, guys. I gotta take my.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And poof, he gets swept underneath the landing and disappears.
Gone like the Schwinn. Go meet the camels.
It might be exactly where he's heading.
That or San Diego.
So now,
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
My son is very athletic. But he decided
Apparently.
he didn't want to do football and he didn't want to do lacrosse anymore. He's very competitive, and when he doesn't have control over the outcomes of situations, he takes an internal responsibility. So we decided to stop playing lacrosse 2 years ago and switch to tennis. And we were like, oh, "You're doing what?" Because we love watching him play. He's a very, very good lacrosse player. And even the coaches were like, "You're doing what?" Well, somebody must have talked him into it, because I guess he spoke to the coach and the coach said, "Yeah, because tennis is directly after school and we don't practice till 5 or whatever, you could play both sports." And he
Awesome.
agreed
Right
to
on.
go back to lacrosse. So we are both like, "Oh."
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Know that you did succeed in pushing him off the ledge, and he went underneath the water, so he's disappeared. Let's take a 10-minute break. Go ahead and give him a call back, because that you should share with him.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right. So we'll meet back here at 10-2, everyone.
Right up.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Same.
I am too. AFK buttons are up, or ready buttons are up.
I count for 2. Does it do 2? No, just 1.
Gotcha. Okay, so we got everyone back. All right, so Varric was successful in getting one of them pushed off the edge, thankfully. But then number 19 reformed and stood up around the spear that had been placed into his puddle. And he manages to save from the grease. So he is no longer prone, he's no longer incapacitated. And he is now going to attack Redreth.
Is he impaled, or did he reform away from the spear?
He reformed away from the spear.
Okay.
So the spear obviously doesn't stick the mud only while they are solid.
Okay.
No.
However,
And he manages to hit Redreth. So his earthen sword comes across and swipes at him for 3 points of damage.
What is the save versus DC 14?
That was an accidental drag. I don't know what I tried to roll an attack and it gave me that instead because
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see the hit, but okay.
yeah. It was just before the ready check. You can see that I had him save versus grease, and he applied his advantage. All right. So, but that doesn't.
Oh no! I just meant I don't see the hit in there, but
Yeah,
okay.
it was just an accidental roll. Like I said, I must have dropped the die on something, and it decided to list it as a save. So, actually, I got to figure out how I did that. But all right. So now we move on to Dervish Hunter, who's actually kind of curious to see what's going on and moves up to this point here. Actually, he moves even closer. That's all he appears to do. He does make care to that he doesn't get in Kaylee's way. Number 10. Also reforms. And
The save versus the grease is at the end of its turn, according to the spell.
no, if it starts its turn in there also.
It says ends its turn there.
I thought I double checked that. Now you're going to make me read it again. All right.
It says he's going to go for 2, Jim. Why are you going to fight it?
Enters the area or ends its turn there. So, but yeah, either way. I think whatever makes thematically the most sense.
A slipping mud form trying to keep its balance in the grease is comedic gold.
It's thematic too. Absolutely.
A little bit of Three Stooges going on there.
Sorry, that's Benny Hill. All right, so let's.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, he manages to save also. So, yeah, Redreth, you are now currently cornered by both of them. They don't see the need to move as long as you're nearby. Ooh, that's a solid hit. So he comes at you and slashes at you also with his earthen sword. And so the two creatures are now surrounding the mage and blocking access to any of those spears in that alcove.
How weird. I'm not seeing any of the hits in the.
Yeah,
No, I
that
told you
window.
I'm having to manually roll for the attack rolls because the coding was bad and I didn't want to do
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Oh, and you're not even seeing the die roll. So yeah, these are. That was his last roll. And that's not even counting the +2 he has to hit. So, and again, I apologize because this is really slowing down this combat. At least that one's a mild hit. All right, and now we move on to Fekish.
Okay. So now for something completely different. So I'm going to.
Well, you do know that you don't want the wizard to get his way out with a fireball right now.
Well, hell no. Okay, so I'm going to move there. I'm going
that's down the steps.
Yep, I'm aware of that.
Making
I'm
sure.
going to target that dude. And I'm going to try to hit him with a bullwhip and pull him off balance towards the water or off the ledge.
Hold on a second. You've got 2 targeted at the moment.
Oh. So let's clear targets.
And no, we still here. It only cleared the 1 target, so I'm clearing both of them. Maybe because I set one. And you're pulling the one that's number 10, right?
That one, yeah.
Okay.
So how do I attack with a bullet?
You should have an attack action in your sheet. I know you have a whip listed.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know if I've got it coded or not, though.
I'm pretty sure you do.
The attack roll itself should be listed on your actions tab under weapons. You should have an entry for whip. If you don't see it, check your mode and switch it from combat to standard.
He's got one in there. He's got a whip. So yeah, you just need. All right. So go to your actions tab.
Uh-huh.
And do you see where it says whip there? Underneath weapons?
Yes.
All right. Then you see the die to the right of it that says +6?
Yes.
Just go ahead and double click that.
Oh, nice.
Okay, why didn't...
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
That took
very
a while.
nice.
So, yeah, the effectiveness of a whip doesn't do much damage, but perfect for grabbing and pulling things. So in this case, I say you are successfully able to grab onto it and not do damage, I presume?
I'm not intending to do damage. I'm intending to pull him off the ledge into the water.
That's what I heard. So with that roll, I'm going to give him a chance to save, but at a penalty. Oh gosh, yeah, easily.
Oh yeah.
So Fekish manages to very craftily grab his whip, wrap it around number 10, and pull him right off the ledge into the water, and he disappears down the waterfall and also underneath the ledge to basically disappear.
For those of you that don't know me in real life, I've been playing with bullwhips for probably the last 20 years. It's a little pet hobby of mine.
Yeah, he's shown me how to use it, and even when he was staying with me, he'd go down to the park every day and intimidate the locals with his bullwhip. So yes, how very, very apropos, my dear brother.
Thank you.
And
end turn. Yeah.
Yep. The other dervish hunter is kind of he moves up enough to keep an eye on his buddy, but he's not willing to even go into the next corridor. Miz, you know,
lick the other paw.
Meow. Yeah, he now has a dervish on either side of him.
I basically move up to about here.
I was gonna put. Well, it doesn't matter for Kayla. You're low, and she's a sharpshooter. So
I think you should take a really good growl at one of the dervishes just to keep them on their toes.
And I look at I look into the room and go,
we're gonna say you arrived just in time to see the one get washed underneath the ledge there.
I just look into the room, see it get washed under the ledge, and I'm like thinking, it's taking really long just over this. And I just pump my ass down, and I think to myself, I think, should I turn into L4? And I'm like, ah!
Though this is the first time that you are looking at the hall, Ms. And yeah, you are somewhat impressed, and I don't want to quite say overwhelmed, but borderline. It's like, wow, this is pretty impressive, especially in the middle of the freaking desert and all this water, and that's huge. All right, so number
But if
6.
in my head though, as soon as I see this rushing water, I'm like, I just shudder thinking that river dragging me down before. I'm like, ooh.
Fekish, you round. You rolled high on your initiative. You are up. You want to try for a double?
Sure, why not? Although that's a long way to pull, but
You have a 10-foot reach on the whip, don't you?
yeah. So back to where it was.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's a 15-foot reach, double diagonal, right, Alex?
If only if you're using the variant diagonal rules, standard 5th edition takes after 4th edition, which is diagonals are irrelevant.
Huh. Yeah, I have been using the variant, so that would have.
Okay.
I would have to say that would have to be consistent. So,
Okay.
especially since you're down the stairs, I'll have to say he's just out of reach. I'll be.
Dang it.
What
I
about
had an
moving?
idea. Oh, yeah. Could do that.
Yeah, that might still work.
Go for that.
Okay. And you're going to again try to pull him into the water, right?
Yep. Nope. Maybe.
It's a hit.
It's a 9. Yeah. So if for comedic value or, flavor, could I possibly go out of turn? Depending on what Fekish does.
Well, I was going to say, first of all, that in order, let's see, so you do hit him and you're able to latch to him, but now, because it's not such a clear hit, you need to do a counter athletics check. So you do one and he does one. Let's see who wins the tug of war.
That's skills.
Yep.
Athletics.
Nice. You win the tug of war.
Nice.
And you were able to start pulling him into the water that is going down towards him, not away from you.
Awesome.
Huh?
On its way by. Well, will you allow me to go out of turn?
Possibly. It depends on what you're trying to do.
Can I whisper it to you?
Yeah.
How do I whisper it to you?
Slash
/W space GM space and then your message.
Thank you.
That
That was one I was able to answer, though.
Or just right click on the dice tower and choose whisper to GM.
Yes, that too.
Oh, that's nice.
That works too.
I was not aware of that. Sweet. I'll have to remember that. Okay.
I thought you were saying sweet to me.
You're a little far away from him given the trajectory he's going to happen because he's going to go under the land. Well, he may or may not go under the landing. So let me figure that part out. So,
Okay.
Fekish, it does win the tug of war and is able to pull him into the water. The water starts catching on to him, and he tries to grab onto the ledge. However, the ledge is greased. So we've already got our comedic value right there because he's like, and gets pulled underneath the water. So now he is coming down underneath the ledge. You can kind of, Haig, you can kind of feel him clawing at the ledge underneath. So you can kind of tell that he's about to come out from the other side.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Like I said, I want to see if I can. Yeah, if you want to allow it, I want to see if I can take this step. If I can see him. Hold on. I would go there and see if I can come out the other side and catch a piece of him.
Well, catching a piece of him might be a bit
Like-
difficult because what you're seeing is a lot of dirty water, but there does seem to be some portion of him left that's about to come out.
Okay, so let's see. Where's the?
Yeah, but he's basically
I
being
don't-
taken from mud into dirty water.
He's turning from mud into dirty water.
And you want to go
All
into
right.
the water?
No, I'll let it go.
All right. So by the time he comes out underneath here, there still is some form to him, but you can tell most of his form is being washed away. The side is all completely dirty and getting churned up. And some appendage or what's left of it, more like a pseudopod, reaches out and tries to grab onto the ledge again, futilely, with the grease there. And he just goes tumbling down.
Oh, if he's reaching out of the water, I'm taking a hand axe and cutting off the hand.
Okay, yeah, there's a pseudopod. It's not really a hand anymore.
Or whatever it is, yeah. I'll cut that off at the water and try to grab it.
At the water and try to grab it. Okay.
Yeah.
So roll an attack.
Is there? I guess it would be here. Oh, it still says I'm restrained too.
You. Why are you restrained? Oh no, I forgot to clear that from before. That's right. That needs to go.
Here.
There you go.
And then here. Come on. Oh, it's a 9. There we go. So
You are able to hit it as it comes across, and tries to reach on. It gets no grip. You split it off from the rest of it. The rest of the creature, what's left of it, washes down the waterfall and disappears underneath the bottommost landing. So he is now gone.
Bad
Now,
Taco Tuesday.
as far as the piece that you chopped off, it falls onto the grease covered ledge. And flails around for a second or two like a piece of fish, but quickly turns into a pile of mud.
okay. I wanted to. Well, so I was hoping it was in my hand. I was gonna like grab it with one hand and chop it off and have it in my hand.
Okay,
So I've got it. I got a
can
pile
grab
of mud
it
in my
that
hand.
way. You can grab it that way, but as soon as you do chop it, it begins disintegrating.
Okay, so I whip it at Miz and freak him out with it.
Oh, okay. So
We'll see if it turns into.
roll another 20 for a general ranged attack. Realizing you're not aiming for him directly, but a miss could mean a direct hit.
Could be fun. Hold on, I can't do that yet. No, we'll just do it. Yeah, it would have been a 13.
Yeah, reasonably accurate. So yeah, it basically lands just inside the doorway there.
Hopefully the point is made.
It lands on the ground there and quickly turns into a pile of mud, but it's definitely a lot more fluid, less goopy than the other piles that you saw.
Gotcha.
But that does seem to be the end of it. Unless anyone else wants to act at this point, but if you're just waiting to see if it does anything, it just turns into a pile of muddy water, pool of muddy water. So, let's see, where did that go? So you have managed to defeat the first tier.
Well, how many more of those grease spells you got hooked up? That may come in handy again.
2. I can do 2 more before a rest.
Yeah. So we move up the stairs then?
Yeah, I think that was fairly uneventful. How was that? We're all pretty healthy, right?
Are we leaving the grease in place?
Let's see. It's not a concentration, is it? No. I think it's just there. It lasts for a minute. So
Oh, just a minute. I thought it was longer than that.
yeah, it lasts for 1 minute. So what, 10 rounds of combat?
There you go.
So yeah, so
Sure.
if we're essentially ducking, if we're ducking out of combat, then yeah, I just hang out for the minute to let it dissipate before I
Catch
try
our
and go
breath real
across
quick.
that area. Yeah.
Okay. So you're just going to wait it out until you cross, or you're going to try to do something a little more acrobatic or athletic?
Oh no, I'm gonna wait. I learned my lesson watching Dan. Or Haig.
Whatever.
All right. So I just realized, and sorry, Alex, but I forgot to put the date and time up when we started. So that actually represents the beginning time. Or
Thank
what time
you.
we started at the beginning of the session. So now what do you guys want to do? I see we still have Redreth and Fekish and Haig and Varric kind of 2 on the landing, 2 on the steps. I don't know. It looks like Fekish is pulling a Captain Morgan, honestly, at the moment. 1 knee up on the step, 1 down.
I wonder if if somebody dashes up 2 levels and gets a number of them and then pulls them back down to the lower, to the one right ahead of us, then we can get them all grouped together and use the grease on them or something like that.
Well, that's a good idea. I'd say grease the stairs. But once we pull them, like, be prepared to.
Sure.
Who's got the better dexterity?
Very good. Well, I got a range of 60 feet on this thing, so I don't even have to move. So if somebody wants to pull them, I can put grease wherever you'd like it to be.
Well, Ms. and Kaylee, you guys going to continue to remain down there in the back? Because at this point, I mean, you can see them climbing the steps, but if they go to the next landing, you're really, well, the Goliaths are tall, but you're not going to be able to see the other two very well.
I turn around, look behind me, and just go meow.
Are you calling out to the other dervish or?
To Carrie and see what she wants to do.
Ah, gotcha. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys only opened that door right adjacent to the three of you. The other one is still closed. Does that sound right?
Yes.
And Alex, are you still there or did we lose you?
Sorry, I'm still here. I'm just distracted.
Oh, sorry. So
No.
question is to you. What do you want to do? Are you going to stay in the back or are you going to come into the room as they get out of sight through the elevation?
I'm gonna step forward, probably to maybe there-ish. I don't want to get too close because I'm not an up close and personal kind of person.
No, I hear you. But you don't exactly have a vantage from down there, so that's why I want to make sure you've got the perspective you want.
Yeah, but if the next challenge is anything like that first challenge, I'm going to be mostly useless anyway.
Understood. Understood. All right, so who's next?
It's either that or I marshal the party and we split up and some of us go around the other way. But
that's a party decision.
Well, now would be the time to make that determination because you can move not in combat time.
yeah.
If that's what you want to do, I'm down for it. Go for it.
Because we don't know what's after this chamber. We don't know. And I do know that we have a way to get to other sections without going through this chamber. So actually, I'd probably get to here and see if I can catch their attention so that we can, talk without shouting.
Yeah, even in that room, it's kind of hard to do. You'd have to step out to be able to talk without shouting.
Right, but from here, I might be able to get their attention by shouting and gesturing at them.
All right, so apparently Kaylee is waving to the rest of the party from down below. Are any of the four of you going to respond or just proceed onward? Actually, Redreth, I don't think you would notice her, but the other three should.
Let's move down and find out what she's gesturing for. Since nothing is trying to kill us at the moment.
Notify Redreth on your way?
I'll tap him on the shoulder, yeah.
I think we lost Dan. Dan, you still
No, I'm
there?
here. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Kaylee's come into the room, at least to the doorway, and she's waved you down. Fekish is headed down the steps. You and Varric gonna head down to find out what she wants or continue onward?
Let me confer with my brother. There's a lot of nodding and shoulder shrugging, and like it doesn't really matter either way, and we kind of whatever and come down.
Okay, and Jim.
Okay.
Aren't we going to continue up the stairs?
We're trying to figure out a plan. She basically wants to go around and see if we can come out at a different angle I think our original thought of trying to go up the flight of stairs and draw out what's in the other corridors and come back down to our vantage point would be a better idea. However, who has the better dexterity to be able to run up those stairs and come down without getting tripped up or fall before we hit a grease spell that would really screw things up?
Well, I can put the
Couple
grease
of us
spell
have-
pretty much right under them. So
Right.
And there's Misty Step too. So, if you're making a run for it, Misty Step to the bottom.
yeah, I have 2 of those available to me. But yeah,
The brothers, if that's the plan, the brothers' intention is always going to be to face adversity in the face. So both of us are uninterested in going around. I'm fairly confident Maddie
So-
would be the same way. We're going to be reluctant to go around. We're going to want to.
So
This is
Kaoli
obviously
is
a
not,
challenge.
Kaoli is not suggesting that everybody go around. Kaoli is suggesting that you give her, 10 minutes to go around.
So you just want
Because-
to. You're asking to see
Because
if
she's feeling useless here. And she'd like to see a little bit further on the other side. But she's feeling really useless here, and she does not like this.
Well, the other alternative, if you've got a high dexterity, you can run up the top of the stairs and come back. We can use you as bait.
She just glares at you for that suggestion.
Say that's a new role for you entirely.
I will go and support Kaoli as she checks out this new route, just in case she needs healing or emergency retreat support.
Yeah, I mean, we did okay last round, and we kind of know the trick. So if everything stays the same as is, yeah, I don't see a problem.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so Alex, where do you want to take Kaoli?
So I would like to go back to that room that I saw over here. And
You want to go ahead?
explore, because there was not much. I didn't really have a chance to explore because they were getting all excited about the doors.
Right. So if you would go ahead and click yourself off in 60-foot increments. We'll presume that you're moving full speed.
That's gonna be 70.
So, oh, okay. You got 35.
I got 35.
Okay,
Let's
then,
see,
yep.
that's 45. Go around the curve is annoying. Excuse me, I've got to.
No, I appreciate you doing way paths.
There we go. That's the first 70 feet. And honestly, I could go faster if I really wanted to, but how fast can the cat go? And are the dervishes coming with me?
I can move at 100 flat out.
Okay.
100 or 90, but you only had a 45 speed.
If I was a druid and I dipped a couple of levels into rogue, then I could be moving 150.
Holy cripes.
And if I was
That's not where I meant to be.
if I was a Tabaski, then let's just say break the game.
All right, well, your
Yeah.
character right now says that you have a speed of 45. So we're going to presume that you're only running at 90, but it's not mattering too much. I'm just basically want to figure out how long it's going to take you guys to get around here.
I got a feat, by the way, what gives me an extra, what gives me the
And you're not going to be running.
Yeah, you've got the mobile feat, which
Yeah.
gives you the extra 10.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you're also not going to be running faster or ahead of her, right?
No. I'll be technically staying behind, being on a support character.
Okay, so this is 3 segments. Go ahead, Kaylee.
And then are the dervishes following as well?
The dervishes decide to hang out in here. They've kind of had their fill of
Okay.
adventuring, and they're actually considering going back down. They're like, well, our people are down below. We're not sure we want to stick around.
Hand them a pineapple, pat
Okay.
them on the head, and send them on their way.
No, toss them a pineapple.
Thanks. Now I've got that Japanese song stuck in my head. Apple, pineapple, pen.
Okay, ready for the 4th one?
Yep. Oh, that was the 4th one, wasn't it?
No, that was the 3rd time I'd moved.
Once up into the just east of the circle. 2. Yeah, you're right. 3. Okay, so yeah, 4 is coming up.
Okay, and from there, I'm going to start getting extra cautious because that's as far as I went last time.
Gotcha. All right, and so from here. God, this is a pain sometimes.
Are the masking gremlins being annoying?
Yes. You know it.
I do. I'm going to be fighting with the masking gremlins myself tonight.
Okay. How does that look? Not too bad.
Okay, that looks pretty reasonable. So there is an opening directly across, and then the others are solid, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Let me see if I can clear out a little bit more of that though.
Any markings on the walls that I can see without using a light source?
That's right. You don't have any light on at the moment. So the north wall of the octagonal room has been broken through with rubble and dirt piled on the floor. You knew that already. There is a 4-foot
Mhm.
wide by 5-foot tall rough-hewn tunnel that appears to twist its way down and to the north. A 10-foot wide archway is in the center of the south wall. There is nothing else notable about this room.
Sorry, I'm taking notes and stuff. So there's nothing
I will
really.
I will remind you, because you hear it again, that there does seem to be the sound of water coming from beyond that archway, probably to your right.
Okay, well, that makes sense, given that there's a room full of water off
That
that
wasn't
way.
good. I just heard a large explosion not too far away.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, if that was a gun, that was awfully loud. I guess we're coming up in Cinco de Mayo. Never mind. You laugh, but I'll can tell you it's true around here on 4th of July and New Year's and Cinco de Mayo. This place turns into a war zone.
Yes.
Well, I mean, no, just the way your tone when you commented on it just amused me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair then.
So yeah, this room seems to be pretty nondescript. So I'm going to come over here and see what I can see. I prefer to do my scouting without light sources because then they have a harder time seeing me. I have light sources available if I need them. I just prefer not to use them if I can help it.
Hold on, Cat. I swear, I think they do it on purpose to get attention when I don't make a point of giving them mine
You
on a
think?
regular basis. Yeah, I'm pretty damn
Do
sure.
you think?
Yep.
They're at least as bad as small children.
At least, yes.
They're at least as bad as small children for demanding attention.
Mm-hmm.
They fly a lot better than small children when you toss them across the room, too. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
All right, so you move on over to the other area down here. And from
See what I can see.
Yep. And from here, let's see.
Time to argue with the masking gremlins again.
Yep. I don't want to give away too much, you know. And that's what you can see from there with your limited vision.
Okay. Gonna whistle for the cat. I mean, I'm gonna motion to him as well, but I'm not quite sure if I can see him properly, so I don't know if he can see me.
Yeah, presuming he's keeping up with you, I would hope he's at least watching you from behind the rubble.
Yeah.
Miz?
Yes.
Where are you watching her from? Or are you keeping up with her the whole way?
Hang on, let me. If I stop dragging everything all over the place, I'll be right there. So I can once again. So if she needs either me in cat form or spell wise, I can give her the support.
Oh, she's motioning to you at this point.
I'll come right up to her. If she motions for me, come right up to her. Then I will come right up to her like this.
Yep. And then you should be able to see at least some of what I can see. And I'm just gonna, I'm going to try to ask you, without making too much noise, which direction you think we should go and if we should turn on a light.
I am going to sniff the air and see if I can smell something to give us an indication.
You definitely smell the water in the air, but you don't pick up much of anything else, though. Yeah, there's the slight hint of decay in the air, but it's not overpowering and it doesn't seem quite out of place necessarily, not in here anyway.
Is there a particular direction where decay smells stronger?
No, but you two both do hear the water coming from the right, around the corner to the right.
I will nod my head towards right then. Or we go towards freshwater source.
Okay. And the question about should we use a light?
And good question to the team. Who's carrying the phylactery at the moment? Or I should say the heart in the jar.
Oh no.
I believe Varric is.
Thank God. Because I was having flashbacks from last time when we were all talking, and my baby going, "Oh no, Carol, he asked if she could put it in a backpack," and then it started dawning on me, "Go, oh no, did one of the guys tie a rope round the lid so he can hang it for his belt or something?"
Yes. I
I
believe that
can't
is
remember
what
who
we.
had it. I just remember that there was a huge discussion over who should have it, and I don't remember what we decided.
Yeah, and my fault for not actually creating an object for it, so I don't have any tracking of it. I just remember you guys
Yeah,
collected it.
I think that's what we did. Jim, does that sound familiar? Maddie tied it off. I gave him a piece of my rope. He tied it off and hung it from his belt.
Correct.
Sounds
I
about
think he
right.
wanted to trade me for the sword, and I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Yes, that sounds correct.
Okay. Okay.
So it
That
is not with the two of you then.
Time's
correct.
up,
That-
Ty.
it would seem to be with the Goliaths.
Mom.
So I have
told
just
you
I have
to
just
get
a
question in a good
procedural
time.
question, and Dan, you're unmuted still. Are we stopping it in 20 minutes? And if so, is the secondary quest with Kaoli and whatnot going to take up the rest of the time? Because if so, I do have something else I need to do, and I can just listen in while I go and work on that.
I don't think what she's doing is going to take 20 minutes, but it really depends on, how creative or distracted they are.
Right. And I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm just saying, I got something I can actually get a head start on what I was working on. I've got to reattach the deck to the mower, so it's going to take me a little time. So,
No, there will be no proactivity going on here.
okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, if you're going to be listening in that we can call you back, that's
Yep.
fine. But
Yep, that's no problem.
if you're going to get engaged in something that we can't call you back, then I'd say kind of hold off a few more minutes.
That's not a problem. Yep, I'll be listening in.
Okay, that works fine.
Okay.
I added 2 Wi-Fi access points. Now I've got Wi-Fi all over the place around here, so it's awesome.
I get to do that when I move.
As long as we can ask you questions, you should be fine for the moment.
Cool.
All right. So, Mizram, I also asked you about should we get some light?
How well can we see Keith without dark vision?
You can see pretty well. Her, on the other hand.
Oh, I just naturally assume that. I'll step into stealth into the corridor so I can look both ways. Being I can see clearly, and then if I think light needs, I will scream as a cat only can.
Okay. Because I rely on my dark vision, but there's not a whole lot I can. But there's limits to the dark vision, and it's good enough for basics, but
yeah, I get what you mean.
Feline
You can't
vision.
see things hiding in the shadow and stuff.
certain types of details too are out of the question. It's really hard to read a piece of paper or see a painting on the wall with dark vision. Yeah. You can see the wall, you can see the piece of paper, but you can't see what's written on it.
Okay, what do I see, Keith?
The room straight to the west appears very empty. The room to the east seems similarly empty, but as you can tell, there's something apparently hanging from the ceiling on the easternmost wall. And of course, the corridor continues to the west. And actually, yeah, you in your dark vision, you'd probably be able to see a little bit more than that. So you have 100 dark vision 120, don't you?
No,
I
60.
think it's just 60.
You're thinking of my old character.
Oh, okay.
Good memory, by the way.
Just wrong association.
Hmm. Right, I think I will put my claw on
You're
the ground.
You are pretty
Uh,
sure that the sound of the water is coming from the room that you can just see the edge of.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll put my claw on the ground. Is this marble or granite? What kind of flooring is it?
This is all white marble.
Mm,
This is all very fancy and
I
starkly clean.
Yeah, I never done it with marble. We own marble, but I dare not tempt it unless I want to find myself in a grave. But I'm not sure if I can scrape my claw quick enough across the marble to cause spark. If it's granite, I know I could do it, but with marble, I don't know.
Quick question to Dan and Albie. Are the brothers and you just waiting for them to come back, or are you deciding to handle this on your own with the wizard?
I'm sitting there just waiting to see a sign of her. She said give her like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so yeah, you've probably waited about 8 minutes at this point.
All right. Well, look at my watch and give her another 2 minutes.
You mean your hourglass?
Right.
Yeah, it looks like both sides are in agreement, being out of touch at the moment. All right, so Miz, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll try and drag my claw across the ground to try and create a spark to indicate, hopefully, for get the idea that I'm trying to indicate she might want light. But once again, I don't know if
Yeah,
marble will give off.
Marble is very hard and will not spark.
No.
Yeah, I had that kind of feeling.
Okay. Maybe I could like roll an insight to see if I understand what he's trying to say.
Sure. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it, unfortunately. You're just like, what the hell are you talking about, Cat?
I just sit down, look her in the eyes, and I'm like, and then I just walk off down here and just.
I'm just looking at the cat like, okay, you know, it'd be easier to communicate if you changed back to your elf form, but okay, if you don't want to be an elf, then you're just gonna have trouble communicating. All right, so if he's gonna go over there, then where are you going?
He's a cat.
I just do what cats do best, just wander off.
Right.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna come over here because that seems to be the direction that he kind of wants to go, and I'm gonna like, okay, I'm following you now, cat. But if the room appears empty to my dark vision, then I will just proceed onward.
Yep. This octagonal room, 30 feet across, appears empty. Archways in the east and west walls lead out of the room. So nothing surprising there. Mizram advances and you follow somewhat closely behind. And you realize that it's probably about 10 minutes now since you've left. But we will go ahead and describe this room. In the center of this 30-foot wide semicircular room, a 10-foot diameter column of water thunders down from a circular opening in the ceiling, passing through a matching opening in the floor. The room shakes with the violence of the water flow.
Oh, lovely.
So this is feeding that.
There are 10-foot wide corridors leading to the east and west. You probably won't notice this, Kaylee, but Mizram does notice the common speech symbol with a question mark is engraved in the floor in front of the opening in the floor.
I will turn my head towards her, nuzzle her leg, and then come over to close enough to the item, and then try and direct her down toward it, or try and get down low enough toward it, so she can get an inkling that I want to try to guide her to, so she get a look herself.
Okay. I can follow the cat, and the cat can try and point it out to me.
Seems reasonable.
I apologize for the cat hairs all over your legs.
I don't think that's going to bother her very much. So it would be what, about here?
Exactly. Kind of like right in front of the.
So more like there?
Hold on a second. How's that?
Okay. Okay. So right there. Interesting. And by my sense of geography, I should be fairly certain that we are roughly opposite where the other room is. I'm going to come over and attempt to inspect over there because it looks like it should show up a little bit different.
You mean the area opposite the question mark on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are a set of double bronze doors.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Maybe that helps you see it better.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna look at the question mark. I'm gonna look at the doors, and then I'm gonna look at the cat.
And the cat just gonna look back at you and go, "Hey, I'm just a cat." Yeah, let me think on this while you go off to the other group.
All right, so Ms., you're gonna head on back and let them know what you guys have found.
Oh, that if Kaori
No,
command me to.
No, I was just suggesting a scene change while Ms. and I think about what we're gonna do here.
Oh,
You
gotcha,
can go
gotcha.
entertain the other players because I'm sure they're like wondering when you're getting back to them.
Well, no, at this point, I was just going to say it's about 10 minutes are up and you haven't heard back from the rest of them yet. So what would you like to do?
Besides, this has been fairly entertaining watching you and the cat stumbling around in the dark. So we can't say anything. All we can do is bear witness.
So Dan, Jim, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, I missed that last part.
We're coming back to your group now because basically they've been gone for about 10 minutes and you agreed to meet back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, if they haven't shown up, do we go?
I see three options. You can either wait longer, you can go look for them, or you can say screw them and continue forward.
Well, there's a whole lot of area they could have gone. Did she discuss what she was doing?
Yeah.
Before,
You know what area she wanted to go check out.
Okay,
Okay.
before you guys get too much into it, I must not have articulated this very well, but what I was thinking was that Kaelili would ask you guys to give her 10 minutes to go around and see if she could find a way into the other side of the room, but after 10 minutes to just go ahead and proceed through the room.
Okay. There's all the answer
That
I
would have
need.
been what Kaelili expected you guys to do.
Well, move them out.
Okay, so we start with Haig. Moving on up to the platform.
Yeah.
And I guess your brother's right behind you, or?
Let's get a general consensus of the room. Yay, yes, yay, yay, nay, nay, yay. Okay.
I'd say
And,
I
You'll
would say that
notice
we stay
Redriff never
here.
moved off the
Yeah,
stairs, so
he just hung out
we're
up
just
there.
waiting to go.
and in tandem, my brother and I ascend to platform numero dos.
Oh, and my blade song only lasts for a minute, so that needs to go away too at this point.
Well,
This room's lit though.
no cutting things in half. It just makes more targets.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I think we should stick with the idea of greasing the stairwells and bringing them down to us or off the stairwells.
Put a square where you want me to put the grease. It's a 10-foot square.
In the face of us.
Well, not
But
yet. Let's figure out if we got things to pull first.
Yeah.
As soon as Haig steps on the last step before the landing.
Like I had said, so me and Varric are walking together in tandem.
Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley. Yep.
Okay, well, where the heck did you just go?
I don't know.
Standing on the mage.
He disappeared.
There we go.
He's run away.
He got dropped somehow or dropped underneath Redriff. All right. So as the two of you step on the step just below the landing. Hold on.
Sorry, I was trying to move myself out of the way.
A roaring wall of fire suddenly descends from the ceiling immediately in front of you, barring passage.
Fantastic.
I'd
give a scowl to the mage.
Yeah, right. All three of us turn around and eyeball Redriff with our eyebrow raise, with our rock eyebrow.
You know what I could do? I could come right here. Actually, if I took the replace of either Hag or Varric, I could do the ritual cast of the hut, which would cast a circle, a 10-foot diameter circle.
Okay.
For the hut. If I'm, let's just, it's 10-foot diameter. So if I'm right there and I cast it, wouldn't that allow us to pass right underneath?
I don't know. Let's try.
Worth a shot.
Interesting.
So yeah, if I'm up right where, if Haig moves back and I move up, then I cast the
Yep.
dome. He'll take 10 minutes. I don't know if we'll have that kind of time or something else will happen.
Well, you're still waiting for them to get back technically, and they're not going to
Yeah.
know anything else. So,
I don't feel like firewalking today, so
Well, you realized what our eyebrow raise was for, right, Jim? We were wondering why you're throwing firewalls in front of us.
Oh, no, that went right past me.
The firewall showed up and all three of us slowly turned towards you and went, why?
I just give you the what? Here, I'll put my reaction in the campaign play here.
Here we go.
okay. So he begins casting.
There you go. In the campaign play.
All right. So meanwhile, we go back to Kaoli and Mizram.
brilliant.
I lit a candle and I'm looking at the doors.
You're looking at the what?
The doors?
Okay. Let's see. Well, I guess they're reasonably well decorated, but yeah, they're large bronze double doors. They're definitely the largest doors that you've seen in this place so far, except for maybe
Okay.
the ones at the main entrance.
Okay. And do they swing in towards the waterfall?
No, they swing out towards. You would push on them.
Okay.
I guess the graphic kind of looks backwards for that, but yeah, they would open away from you.
Okay. Any kind of handles or locks or latches?
No locks. And
Okay.
no handles directly on your side, but you would suspect you see the support structures for the handles on the other side that have been mounted on this side.
Okay. I'm going to look at Mizram with an attitude of, do I try to open the doors?
I will walk up to her and I'll stand up on my hind legs and put both paws on to like indicate that I'll help you push if she wants to open the doors.
So, and one other side note with the hut, because Mizram and Kaoli are not in the hut while I'm casting it, they will not be able to enter it.
No hut for you.
Yeah, we're gonna see if this door opens.
Okay. All right. So, and Ms., you're helping her?
Yes, all I'm going to say is I just hope there are no lich on the other side or anything dangerous, or you're going to see my cat jaw at the most extended point that you ever seen.
Okay. So, actually, I think this is probably kind of perfect timing. All right. Give me a moment to figure out how to present this because this is not the way you're supposed to come in.
Okay, so my original thought was correct.
Find that back door. Of course, this is not the way we're supposed to come in, but we came in this way anyway.
Yep, indeed. Okay. So, all right. First, let's expose the area.
Oh, I so want to
would
stand
like-
on top of the
okay,
stairs and
first-
just look
all right.
down at them.
So first of all, this starts out before you get a chance to finish the ritual, Jim. And so while you're casting the ritual, I doubt you would notice anything at first. You certainly don't notice them opening the doors, even though
You wouldn't
they
be
are.
able to see through a wall of fire.
Well, you wouldn't be able to see through the wall of fire to start with. And yeah, the noise is totally obscured at this point. However, I will cue you in. You will notice something. So, as you two open the door, Kaelali and Mizram, you open it to a short 10-foot wide by 10-foot long corridor that apparently opens into the upper landing above the grand hall that the rest of you are in. And what you see between you and that bronze statuette of a fist and forearm, which you seem to pretty accurately have guessed, it definitely looks like a large bronze fist. However, behind it is a throne. The throne is facing the other way, facing down towards your companions. And you can actually see in the distance that there is a wall of fire after the second landing. So you're somewhat concerned, but that doesn't have your attention. What has your attention at the moment is what is seated in the throne and suddenly rises up, turns around to face you.
Ta-da!
I was afraid of this,
Uh,
but
uh,
you know,
uh,
this is
I
kind of
base
what we were trying to do.
So at this
I basically put my paw at Kaoli, and I'm thinking in my head, she's the one who backdoored you, not me.
So at this point, I'm going to ask you all to roll in first round initiative.
all of us.
Yes.
Oh fuck!
Even though we don't know what's going on.
Be patient a second.
Okay.
I can't believe we both rolled a 7.
Because as soon as he turns around, he issues a shriek in obvious anger at the person opening the door behind him, which you guys can hear quite clearly through the fire and over the roar of the water.
Ooh.
Good
So,
times.
something for you guys to think about for session
I'm
20.
dead.
How far am
Oh,
I into
boy.
casting the dome?
About 3 minutes.
Ooh, yeah, okay. So that would be like a lot of rounds of combat
70.
before that would be up.
Yeah, and I would
And you
assume that
You can't spend a spell slot to cast a ritual thing immediately, can you?
The spell you're casting, it takes a spell slot, and the casting time is 10 minutes.
yeah, and I would assume that you would be with a
I see.
screech like that, you would lose your concentration.
You definitely have to roll for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, the casting
Go ahead and roll
time.
a concentration check. Let's just settle this argument right now.
There we go.
Okay, so casting it as a ritual is would take you 11 minutes. The casting time is 1 minute if you had chosen to cast it as a spell.
Oh, okay. So if I use a spell slot, it's 1 minute. If I
Ritual
do it as
cast.
a
Right.
ritual and
But
ritual
if
and
you-
don't. Okay.
If you start casting as a ritual, then you can't change your mind halfway through.
Yeah, I was
Right.
gonna say
Yeah,
at this point,
Yeah, exactly. I would have to go through 10 rounds of combat trying to cast it. So yeah. Very good. Okay. So yeah, I immediately, when the noise comes up, I'll immediately stop casting it. So,
And you can pretty much tell where it's coming from, but you cannot see the figure behind the fist statue. So I think that gives you guys something to think about.
Well, all right.
Good
then.
times.
I can Misty Step through the flames. Although, can I see anything through the flames? Because if I can't see it, then I can't Misty Step.
To the same extent that you can usually see something through fire.
Okay.
So now, like
Okay.
if you were at a bonfire on a beach, it'd be obscured but not completely undiscernible.
Okay. Very good. So I can always Misty Step through it if I need to. Yeah, Redreth is concentrating on casting the dome, and he's got his eyes closed and everything. And then the screech comes. Now, can we see them up behind the throne, or all we see is the fist, right?
You just see the fist. You can't see the figure behind the throne. You can't see the doors open. You can't see beyond. You can see maybe the top of the first 5 feet of the corridor, but you
Okay.
can't see the doors themselves opened, even though they extend. To
Okay. Okay.
Fireball.
He just kind of dropped. Yeah, there you go. I'll just fireball the whole thing. Call it good. But all right, very good. So yeah, he just
if you
dropped some
guys want to
cans
get
and
together and discuss stratagem between now and the next session, I'm all for it. But yeah, definitely very interesting point that you decide to get yourselves to. See, it ain't my fault.
for the record, I have 2 fireballs I can throw. So
and for the record, it ain't my fault that you guys have been in here for 8 months. Took you 1 session to get through 1 room.
I have no part of that because I wasn't here yet.
Yeah, it's not Albie's fault either. It's the rest of us. We just take 1 session per room, sometimes 2 or 3 sessions per room. And then we wonder why we're tired of being in the maze.
I mean, if you get a snapshot of my cat face right now, I'll probably have my paws stuck to side of my face with my jaw hanging open. Going,
Remember to reset the round counter. We're going to skip over the camel who has no idea what's going on. And Mizram is going to get to start the action when we resume.
and Mizram and Kayloli, I posted the reaction in the campaign play there. Congratulations, you played yourself.
oh no.
I will probably pretty much say that the dervishes, oh no, they're in the cavern. I don't think they would have heard that at the time. So I was going to say, if they were still at the bottom of the room, though, they'd be running.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was going to say they'll peace out regardless. So
Yep. All right. So any other questions?
no.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and
Negative.
kill the recording. And this closes out session 25. It looks like the test of the Pharaoh is going to resume next time.